In all my travels, I don't think I've ever felt this small. I found myself on a stretch of dirt called Behind the Rocks Road. No cell service, no markers, and no one else around for miles. The road was rough, deep sand, sharp rock, and just enough clearance to tempt me forward when I probably should have turned back. With temperatures hovering above 90 degrees, everything slows down. You move carefully. You breathe shallow. And every so often, I'd catch a flicker of movement out of the corner of my eye. Lizards, jackrabbits, and other desert creatures darting into the nearest shade, like the ground itself was burning. This isn't Arches National Park. It's wilder. A maze of domes, fins, and hidden arches that don't care whether you find them or not. For the next 2 days, it's just me and the van tucked deep into Utah's Red Rock country, chasing sunrises, wandering through vast landscapes, and sleeping under a sky so big, it makes you forget what time even means. It's harsh out here, and I can't help but wonder, what will I find in a place this forgotten? I drive overnight to avoid the heat of the sun. By the time the sun crests the ridge, it's already hot. The kind of heat that doesn't announce itself. It just arrives and starts taking. The cliffs around me are Navajo sandstone. Once dunes, now carved into form by wind, water, and time. 180 million years of erosion baked into the surface. Every plant has adapted. Spines that throw shade, waxy skin, roots that reach deep down into whatever water is left. Even the sagebrush has learned to stay cool out here. I'm not built for this. And as the light stretches further across the rock, I can feel the day gaining on me. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, just 30 minutes past the busy streets of Moab. It's already 8 a.m. and the sun is beating down on me, so I'm going to have to stay as cool as much as possible. This high desert landscape is very beautiful, but I've already had problems since coming out here. I arrived late last night, which probably wasn't a good idea coming here for the first time, because it looks deceptively easy. It's not really that hard of a road to drive down, but then you come to a place like this. I came to this place last night thinking that this would be my campsite, and I tried to accelerate through the sand here, and this sand got me stuck. So instead of going forward, I knew I would get stuck, so I decided to get out, pushed a little bit, and you can see how soft this sand is. You really need to either deflate your tires or get a traction board here. But I got stuck here, pushed myself out luckily. But this is like one giant big sand trap. It's crazy. That's where I am now. It's not as sandy. You just gotta be careful with things like these. There's a bunch of dirt bikers in the sand trap now, so I think I'm gonna go a little bit further in, like a mile or two, and then I'm gonna cook some breakfast. All the dirt bikers left, so now I'm just gonna pull the van forward into this shady spot. It's so sunny and hot out here, I really have to stay on top of my hydration. The shade makes a massive difference when you're out here. Try this. It's not bad. These aren't my ideal eggs. I like to get mine from Trader Joe's, but they were completely out. I take my time before getting back on the road. Behind the Rocks isn't just a name, it's a warning. The further you go back, the more the tracks begin to disappear, until it's just you and the terrain, trying to understand each other. At the turnoff, there's an old sign that lays out the dangers. Flipped vehicles, broken axles, and no help on the way. My vehicle is rear-wheel drive. I have no spotter, so the only thing keeping me from getting stuck is momentum. Every rut, every bend, and every moment of hesitation poses the same question. Are you sure? For the next hour, I'll have to keep answering that question. The roads out here are insane. It's so rocky. I have to make decisions to where I won't get stuck. But luckily, I have high enough clearance to get over most of this, and the conditions are dry. Just rear-wheel drive. But as long as I keep momentum going, and as long as I don't make any stupid decisions, I think I should be okay. Just when I thought the road might defeat me, the land revealed T-bone rock. There were no signs or markers, just a mass of red rock rising from the ground. It's made of Navajo sandstone, once part of ancient sand dunes that have since fossilized in the wind. After 180 million years of pressure and erosion, it stands its ground. The rock stretches nearly half a mile long and stretches 174 feet above the desert floor. Pinyon pine and juniper cling to its slopes, while Mormon tea and blackbrush root deep below. Somewhere, tucked beneath the overhangs, the Fremont and Ute people left their marks, etched stories that refuse to fade away. I'm still miles from anything, but for a moment, it feels like I've arrived. I made it to this huge, massive rock. I want to walk around the whole perimeter of this thing to see what there is. It's a little too hot to do that right now, so I think I'm going to wait till the hottest part of the day is done, and in the evening, I'm going to walk around this and explore it. Until it gets a little bit cooler, I'm going to put the sunshades up and get comfortable. I'm so glad that I made it. There was a couple turns back there where I really thought I was going to get stuck. I'm really glad that I brought my sunshades because the sun is just beating down right now. They do a really good job at keeping the van cool. As long as I'm in the shade, have my fans running, and keep drinking water, I should be okay. Nothing like a cold matcha lemonade when it's over 90 degrees outside. I'm amazed at how well I insulated this van. There's over a 10-degree difference between the inside and the outside right now. Midday out here is not just hot, it's hostile. The temperature exceeds 90 degrees with no shade and no breeze. Exposure like this tests your endurance and strength. So I wait, allowing the heat to pass. Because in this environment, pushing too hard doesn't prove anything. It simply puts you at risk for heat stroke. It's finally cooled off a little bit. I want to try to walk around this entire rock, but I only have a little bit of time before sunset, so I'm going to take advantage of the time that I do have. Luckily, it's starting to cool down. It's past 4 o'clock, and I want to make my way around this entire rock, so I have to do that before the sun sets. Let's go. I leave the van and begin walking. The sun sits lower now, but the heat hasn't relented. It rises from the stone, pressing into my legs and draining my energy with every step. Each movement costs something out here, but the land calls me forward, and a part of me needs to see what's out there. Maybe I spoke too soon about it cooling off. The sun's already back out. Even though it's past 4, it's really hot. I just hope that I can make it around this rock before sunset. I'm already tired, and I've only done like a quarter of a mile from there to here. If you ever decide to come out here to Moab past May into June, I highly recommend just taking it easy through the hot hours of the day. The nights are really cool. It's about 60 to 50 degrees, so it's really not that bad. So you want to get all your stuff done early in the morning or late in the evening. I look up, and for a moment, I forget the heat. Walls, stretched like the ribs of some ancient beast, carved by time, wind, and forces I can't even name. I feel small, as if I've stepped into a place that doesn't need me, but still allows me in. Then I notice the crows. Dozens of them are riding the thermals, circling above me. There's something about this place, a calm energy that settles deep, just beneath the surface. I can sense there's more out here, just beyond what I can see. The land feels like it's about to reveal something to me. I round the bend, and there it is. A window into another world, cut clean through the sandstone. Picture frame arch. Carved over eons by wind, water, and time, it is a hollowed-out breath in the rock. This formation began long before any of us. Salt beds from an ancient sea pushed upward, buckling the earth like wrinkled skin. Erosion did the rest, freezing, thawing, shedding layers until only the essentials remained. An opening, a shape that lets light pass through. Standing beneath it, you can feel the cool wind drift through, as if the rock itself is breathing. Sometimes, all it takes is stillness to hear what you've been missing. I'm not sure what I expected to find, but maybe this is it. A moment where the land holds still, just long enough for you to feel grounded again.
That's probably the hottest hike that I've ever done. I'm resting here in the shade because the sun is still quite strong. The views at the end of this are tremendous, but I don't think I have the energy to keep going around this whole structure. I'll eventually make my way back, just have to rest here in the shade.
The shade here is minimal, just a sliver against the rock. Cooler air settles around me as the heat eases slightly. There's a profound stillness in this place. It arrives unexpectedly, and suddenly you realize you haven't moved for a while. I had hoped to walk the entire perimeter of this rock, tracing every edge and seeing what lay around the far side. But I can't continue. My water has run out, and continuing right now is too risky. The sun is beginning to set, casting longer shadows across the sand, so I start making my way back to my van.
You can see how the arches might have formed. The water comes down and erodes this away. I wonder how long it'll take before these become arches. Wipes in the desert make such a huge difference. Get all the dirt off you. The sand and dust just gets everywhere. It's a lot better. Made it back to the van, drank a bunch of water. Now I'm just watching the sunset. For a while, I thought the heat was dissipating, but it was actually just the clouds blocking the sun. It's kind of strange. I feel like I've had the whole place to myself. I've seen a couple dirt bikes and some dune buggies go around earlier, but they haven't been around for long. They're usually going down the harder dirt paths that are far away from here. The temperature feels a lot better than it was today. That was brutal. It amazes me how close this is to downtown Moab. You just go like 20 or 30 minutes down the road, you turn a random right-hand corner, and then you have this whole place to yourself. It feels like the Australian outback. Now, to be fair, I've never been to the Australian outback, but if I can imagine what it looks like, this is what I would imagine it to be. It's probably way hotter out there, and I would love to visit.
I finally made it back. Despite all its rattles and dust, this van, this little space I call home, has never made me more thankful to see it. I'm sunburned and low on water, and every step I take echoes the weight of the day. I think about the people who once lived out here, who didn't just pass through this desert, but truly belonged to it. They understood its rhythms, its silence, and its sharp edges. Meanwhile, I'm just here trying to stay hydrated and navigate without getting lost. But even in that struggle, something is grounding about the experience. I'm grateful I got to walk and experience this land in person, grateful to feel small, to feel human, and to feel welcomed, if only for a little while.
Overall, it was an amazing day. This desert is really beautiful, but it's also very hot. It's finally cooled off and I got all of my fans running. I think I'm gonna go get some sleep. Good night.
I must have passed out before the stars even appeared. I didn't eat. I didn't care. I just lay back and let the weight of the day slide off me. Slept more peacefully than I have in a long time. There's something about the desert heat. It drains you completely, then offers a kind of quiet that feels earned. The night air was perfect, like it was designed to make you forget the sun ever scorched your skin. But I knew it wouldn't last. I woke up early. The red dust still clung to my floorboards, my socks, and the corners of my bed. It gets everywhere. I've only seen this kind of soil once before, in Sedona. This place is rough, unforgiving. And maybe that's the kind of beauty we forget to notice, the kind that doesn't flatter you. It just shows up and asks if you're really paying attention. I didn't realize how hungry I was until I started moving. I had skipped dinner the night before due to pure exhaustion, and the heat had drained me. But I felt better. I pulled out a box of egg rolls. Probably a strange choice for breakfast, but after yesterday, I wasn't being picky. I actually craved something cold, which made perfect sense in this heat. But the warmth of real food was comforting, especially after going without for hours. I began to feel better, renewed in a way I didn't expect. It's incredible how a little food, some rest, and quiet can help you return to yourself. The sun is already climbing and heating up quickly. It's time to go. I think I'm done with the desert for a while. At least until the temperatures cool down again. Despite its roughness, the desert gave me something I didn't expect. This land doesn't flatter you right away. It can feel empty and even unwelcoming at first. But if you spend enough time here and stay open, it slowly reveals its secrets. I'm now heading toward higher elevations, trading the red dust for the shade of pine trees and sandstone for granite. Sometimes we must push ourselves into uncomfortable places to truly appreciate what we have. Growth often occurs when we step outside the familiar. It's so easy to stick to well-worn paths, but every now and then, the real rewards lie in the detours, in the heat, in the silence, and in the places we almost talked ourselves out of visiting. There's so much more out there to see and learn. And if you let it, the road has a way of showing you exactly where to look next, as long as you're willing to listen.